Join us today. I'm very pleased to welcome back to the Northern Miner podcast for this week's Spotlight, Marc Landry, Chief Technology Officer at Major Drilling, and Patricia Frisch, GeoSolutions Services Manager at Major Drilling. Marc, Patricia, welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. And Marc, I remember a year ago, we were talking about the new developments at Major Drilling. There was the KORE initiative. I imagine a lot has happened in the last year. Could you give us an update about what is new at Major Drilling?
Yeah, for sure. Lots have happened in the last year since we invested in our partners with KORE Geosystems and DGI Geoscience. We've been able to bring new value-added services to our customers, quite a few customers. We have also engaged in developing a new system, a new tool, which now permits our customers to image the rock, the core samples, right at the drill. And these units that we have now then feeds the KORE Geosystems AI platform that automates and brings quality and timeliness to logging the rock. And these systems are built from our team in Australia, our development R&D folks there. So we're excited to bring that to our customers right now. So it's been a very, very eventful year. Lots of gone on, and we're engaging with quite a number of customers right now as we're introducing all of these new services. And she's joined us quite a few months ago, and she brings a wealth of experience having worked for senior mining customers and brings a very good perspective when we meet with customers so that we can articulate and convey the benefits and value of our GeoSolutions offering to our customers. So she's been a great member of the team here.
I'm really excited to be here. As we look at KORE and DGI and Major Drilling, just putting AI at the forefront was something that it feels really new in the industry. And there's just an unlimited amount of opportunity with AI to leverage all the tools in geology. And working with Major Drilling is really important, I think, to get in front of customers with an AI offering. We've been working with G Mining Ventures. We went from back of the envelope sketch on being able to put together a Drillside Imaging Unit to a full production tool that's in the field now. And we've had just such interesting conversations with our clients. They're sitting on another continent, validating their drilling, their geologic models, and really using this AI as a junior employee in their team. And it's really just been exciting to see. And we put a little case study together on that.
Okay, excellent. So ultimately, are you telling me, Marc and Patty, the imaging has become better and more real time? And in a sense, the knowledge that the people out in the field have is far better and it's being uploaded almost immediately. There's less of a lag, so to speak. Is that a good description?
That's absolutely right. And that's a great question, too, because we have a lot of systems in the AI space that produce a lot of information, and it takes weeks to months to harvest the data and then work through it. And at the end, you still don't have a rock code or an alteration code. So what we've been able to do in this partnership is devise a Drillside Imaging Unit that will take the rock immediately after it's placed in the box and upload it via a Starlink connection. And so from the jungles of Brazil, they can see 24 hours a day at any time, anywhere in the world with an internet connection, what is going on. And so the clients are absolutely loving it. This G Mining team is validating their geologic models in real time, monitoring the drilling and making sure that they're piercing the target. They're doing some delineation work. And so this will help them pierce the target, get through the target, define the boundaries of the target, and then move on to the next hole faster and with more confidence. So instead of driving 20 kilometers out to the rig, boxing and unboxing various cases, chunks of core and trying to figure out the sequence of drilling and figuring out where we are in the ore body, whether that's on rock type or alteration zoning or whatever, the team are able to see a continuous hole from a cloud platform, a software as a service platform, instantaneously. And it's been a huge benefit to them. And we're really pleased. We're actually deploying a second unit with that client. They're so happy with it.
What we've continued to embrace and to make part of our strategy is that we truly are a data company, right? So, I mean, our drilling activity, which is the core piece of our business, permits us to really extract and leverage the data that we can unlock when we bring the core out of the hole. With DGI, we can send instrumentation when we bundle these services with our drilling activities so that we can have our customers' information bring richer, more detailed information so that can complement their modeling. And then at the same time, while we have the rock, we're able to streamline their process. And by automating the first pieces of logging, it brings a lot of efficiency from our customers, which a lot of mining companies right now are seeking, right? How can we, like Patty said, shorten that geological modeling process? And how can we find ways to bring efficiencies in our customers' process, right? Saving them time and resources at the same time.
Indeed, it's not a cheap business in a sense, the mining business, and there is an emphasis on maximizing the value of every meter that is drilled. So, Patty, what kind of innovations are you working on that are helping to streamline the whole drilling process for your clients?
One of the really cool things that we're working on is the Rock 5 system, which is a measure well drilling tool that's on our rigs. And we have 100 of those deployed across all of our branches for our clients. And it does a couple of things, but one is that it provides a dashboard for our drilling teams that runs in real time to create optimized parameters so the drillers can see how they need to set the gauges. And I'll just say that I'm not a driller. I'm definitely a geologist, but I do love data and I'm quite familiar with that. So the teams are able to optimize their drilling parameters. They get real-time feedback. They get higher production. So it talks back to them and gives them parameters for highest penetration rate. And so that's super nice for the drilling team. But the thing that I love about it as a geologist is that we're able to harvest that data. And so we've been working with our KORE Geosystems partners and bringing our measure well drilling data into the KORE platform so that we have drilling data downhole. Now, I've done a small project where I've looked at drilling data downhole, and one of the things that we were able to do, even with some primitive data, was to validate colluvium levels, layers, and depths, because the drilling penetration rates change so drastically when you go from colluvium to hard rock. Another thing that we were able to see in the drilling data were fault intercepts. So we had a fault system that was about 20 meters wide that you could see from air photos from space, and we're trying to pinpoint both sides of that. And RC, clearly you can't pinpoint that, and sometimes the drilling was so difficult and the rock coming out was so broken that it was hard to pinpoint, but we could see those intercepts in the drilling data. And then the last thing that I think is really exciting for geology using measure well drilling data is that you can proxy hardness. And I know a lot of mines, and especially in production, will have some sort of a blast index or a hardness map for the production team to optimize their powder. And so this is another really cool tool that we can use to kind of maximize cost savings in blasting and also get a lot more geologic information. Being on the KORE platform also means that it takes advantage of all the APIs that KORE has native and those connections to geologic databases and geologic modeling software. And so there's an easy export and easy visualization component to that, which is really powerful. I love a good spreadsheet, but if you can see something in 3D, that's even better. And so we have that capability now.
Okay, very interesting. And so as we start to wrap up here, Marc, partnership is a pretty major theme at Major Drilling. Could you summarize some of the partnerships and some of the challenges and some of the successes at the company?
You're right. I mean, we work with quite a number of mining partners right now that are helping us test out and deploy and develop all of these solutions. Right now, we're working with a few that are looking what's next, right, with our developments, our innovations. So we're working right now at seeing what other sensors that we can add to our Drillside Imaging Unit to keep adding quality sets of information to help the whole process for geological modeling.
The partnership with KORE and DGI at Major Drilling has really done a huge amount for geologists. It's taking rock and shortening the whole value chain. So if you think of rock as just the starting point for all the data that goes into geologic models that are underpinning the reserve and resource declarations, we have taken this partnership when we're providing tremendous value to our clients and being able to offer an all-in-one solution for faster, more accurate, efficient ore body knowledge that drives the value chain and shortens the timeline between drilling and resource declaration.
Okay, excellent. So there's the Drillside Imaging Unit, there's the Rock 5, there's the DGI Geoscience and KORE Geosystems partnership. As we wrap up here, Marc, if people want to learn more, what should they do? How should they get in contact with Major Drilling? What should they do to move forward?
Go to our website, majordrilling.com, go in the GeoSolutions section. You'll be able to see our latest case study, which Patty mentioned that we have just published. And it basically brings to the readers what the value is of the solution that we're deploying with the Drillside Imaging Unit. And also you'll be able to learn about Rock 5 and how we're basically forging ahead to develop measure while drilling solutions.
Okay, excellent. So it's majordrilling.com. Marc Landry, Chief Technology Officer at Major Drilling, and Patricia Frisch, GeoSolutions Services Manager at Major Drilling. Thank you for joining us and telling us all that you're working on at the company.
Thanks so much.
Great to talk to you.